Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 8th verse. Prakritim swam avashtabhya visrjami punah punah bhuta gramam imam krishnam avasham prakrite vashat. So, in the previous verse, Shri Krishna has said how those who understand God will get moksha, and those who don't understand God, those who don't understand that everything is inside God, but God is beyond everything, all living beings, those people will have to again and again come into this creation. At the beginning of every kalpa, they will have to be born, and after the end of every kalpa, they will get involved, involved, and then they will again be evolving at the beginning of every kalpa. Now the question may arise, why is this happening, or who does this? So that is being answered by Shri Krishna here in this verse. He says, Swam, my own, Prakritim, Prakriti, Avashtabhya, bringing into control or giving power, energizing. Prakritehe, of Prakriti, Vashat, from the influence of Imam, this Kritsnam, whole, Avasham, helpless, Bhuta Gramam. Gramam here means Gramam, just like any other word in Sanskrit, has many meanings. Grama here means a group. So a group of Bhuta. Bhuta means living beings. So many living beings. Punaha punaha, again and again. Visrajami, I create or I send them. So the idea is, I energize my own Prakriti. So Prakriti has no existence other than God or Brahman. But I give energy to that. I give the power to that. And I give the power. Swam Prakritim Avashtabhya. What do I do then? I Punaha Punaha Visrajami. I again and again, over and again, I send forth, or I create these people who Bhuta Gramam, huge number of living beings, a large number of living beings, a group of living beings. And what is their condition? Their condition is, they are Imam Krishna, this whole group, Imam, this Krishna whole group of human beings, and their condition, human beings or living beings, not only human beings, all living beings. And what is their condition? Their condition is Avasham, Prakrite Vashat. So they are, because of the influence of Prakriti, they are Avasham, they are helpless. So they are under the control of Prakriti, and they have no control over themselves. That is the idea. Avasham means not having control. On whom? On themselves. So here he says, Shri Krishna says that I send to this creation again and again all these people who don't have any control over themselves, because they are being controlled by Prakriti. And who has created the Prakriti? It's my own Prakriti. It is my own Prakriti, Lord's own Prakriti, which has been energized, Avashtabhya, which is controlled by me, which is controlled and energized, given energy by me. So here, this concept has been very easily explained in a very beautiful manner by Sri Ramakrishna in his parables. So how Swam Prakritim Avashtabhya. Swam means my own Prakriti, I energize, animate or control. So what is the example Sri Ramakrishna gives? We all know this very famous example. He says that in a cooking pot, in a utensil which is good for cooking, you put potato, etc. Then what happens? Then you start boiling and this potato starts jumping. Now how is this potato jumping? So it is aloo potal, because somehow in Bengal aloo and potal they are very good important things. Aloo potal. Sometimes they make aloo, that is potato. Then there is this thing called potal. So they make, sometimes they give this variation of aloo potal. Then sometimes they will make another variation of potal aloo. So there's a lot of variation in cooking. Aloo potal and potal aloo, like that. So it's a typical Bengali cooking. So that is why the example also, because Sri Ramakrishna lived in rural Bengal, also later on in Dakshineshwar. So the example was from daily activities. So he says aloo potal, for which I don't know the English word. Parmal it is called in Hindi. So aloo, that is potato, and this vegetable, they start jumping because of the thermodynamics of it. The heat is transmitted, so it is jumping. Now it thinks that I am jumping, but where does it get its energy from? It gets from the heat, from the fire. So we think we are doing everything, but we don't know that it is because God's power that everything is being done. Similarly, here Sri Krishna puts it very swam, they avasha, they are helpless. Why? Because swam prakritim avashtabhya, I am controlling my own prakriti, and they are under the control of my prakriti, prakriti vasha. So they are under the control of prakriti, and who controls prakriti? I control prakriti, and they are helpless. This same idea Sri Krishna tells in a different manner in another shloka in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. That the nature of a person, it propels that person. Yanti, it carries that person. Nigraha kim karishyati, what can restraint do? So thereby Sri Krishna is not discouraging restraint. What he is doing instead is, he is saying that one cannot so easily conquer one's inner tendencies. So because it is ingrained in us, Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. So here he says, see, these people are avasham, they are helpless, and so because they are helpless, I create again and again, I create them, and I project them again and again, this whole universe of beings. So once Sri Ramakrishna said, Lok na pok, means this whole multitude of beings, human beings he was referring to, he compared them to worms, because they don't have much energy of their own. They are avasham, they are helpless. Why helpless? Because they have not understood the true nature of themselves. They have not understood their true nature, that is why they are helpless. They have not understood the nature of God, that is why they are helpless. They have not understood the fact that this Prakriti, which is controlling them, is controlled by God. Is controlled by God. Sri Ramakrishna gives another example. He says that if I want to go to this a great Jamindar's house and see what is there, so then the employees might show me or might not show me. But if I go to the landlord himself and make friends with him, then he will instruct his employees, show him all these things. So I can see all the orchards and all the trees and gardens, etc. So the idea is, first befriend God. First, get to know God. If you know God, then all this Aishwarya, all this universe which is created by God, or if you know Brahman, then all this universe which is based on Brahman, which is getting its origin or existence because of Brahman, will become easily accessible. So first one should know God. If you don't know God, what will happen? If you don't know God, then Sri Ramakrishna says, Pancha Bhuter Fande Brahma Pore Kande. Brahman is trapped in the noose, in the snare of the five elements and cries. That means who is Brahman here? Brahman is the individual soul. What is your nature? Your true nature is Brahman. But without understanding your true nature, you are caught in the trap, in the snare of the five elements, and then you cry, oh, I don't have food, oh, I don't have shelter, oh, this corona is now killing me, etc. Or worse than that, when will corona kill me, etc. So all these things. So yes, it's a big pandemic, but if you are aware of your true nature, then it would not disturb you, it would not unsettle you. So if you are not aware of that, then Panchabhuter Phade Brahma Pore Kande. So Brahman is trapped in the snare of the five elements and then starts crying. Now this is what Shri Krishna is telling here, that people who don't understand that I am the source of energy, I am the source of power of Prakriti, those people, I again and again they come into this world, this universe. So Kabir Das has told a doha, a couplet which is very famous and we quote it quite often, but we don't, or we probably fail to inculcate the spirit which has been told there. What is the spirit? दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे को होए. So if everyone they pray when in misery, when suffering, no one prays when they are in happiness, when they are happy. But if someone prays when they are happy, then they would not have any misery. So here also, see the Prakriti which is giving you misery, the Prakriti which causes problem is under whose control? Under God's control. So if God can be controlled, then the Prakriti also can be controlled. That is the whole idea. So one has to Prakriti, that Prakriti has been controlled. Prakriti avashtabhya, Prakriti vashat. So if Prakriti is controlled, then God is controlling Prakriti, and we automatically get controlled. That is the idea. That is the idea. So this idea has been told by Sri Krishna here, and as we saw by examples, those ideas have been told by Sri Ramakrishna also in his own way. So the clue here is to understand God. If you understand God, then you can easily control Prakriti. You can easily control Prakriti. Now we go to the next verse. Nachamam tani karmani nibhatnanti dhananjaya udasinat Udasinavad asinam asaktam teshu karmasu. Dhananjaya is a name of Arjuna. Tani, these karmani, acts, teshu karmasu, in those acts, asaktam, unattached, udasinavat, as one neutral or indifferent, asinam, sitting, cha and mam na nibadnanti, they do not bind. So these acts don't bind me, O Dhananjaya. That means a conqueror of wealth, actually, Dhananjaya means. So it's an epithet of Arjuna. Shri Krishna says, these acts, they don't bind me. These acts, they don't bind me. Okay. So what acts don't bind? See, usually a person does an act with the idea of ahankara, mamakara. A person does something with the idea of ahankara, mamakara. That I am the doer and this is mine, or kartrutva, bhoktrutva. The idea of agency or doership and the idea of enjoyership or possession. So, here one might think that God is creating this world with the idea, just like somebody makes tea, a cup of tea, and says and asks, how did you like the tea? I made the tea, kind of. So that even in making a tea, which anyone can make, or even if we boil water, we get so much entangled with the agency. We think we have done this. So here God says that lest someone understands it that way, that God has this idea of agency, Sri Krishna says, no, I do all these things in an unattached manner. Tani karmani teshu karmasu asaktam udasinavat asinam cha mam nibadnanti. Mam na nibadnanti. So you see, these acts I do because I do them unattached. I am udasinavat asinam. I am like a person who is sitting neutral. So sitting neutral, if you are sitting in a railway station or if you are sitting in an airport waiting for your flight, then you are very neutral. Neutral in the sense, so many things are happening around you and they don't bother you. They don't influence you, they don't affect you. They don't bother you, they don't influence you, they don't affect you. So that is the thing. You are udasinavat. You are indifferent. So indifferent, why? Because it doesn't concern you. It doesn't concern you. So I do all these things, but at the same time I do them in an indifferent manner. I am not disturbed by the consequences of these actions or the actions themselves. So I am asaktam, I am unattached, I am disturbed. When Swami Vivekananda talks about Sri Krishna, he gave some talks on Sri Krishna, then he says, the one thing which is striking in the life of Sri Krishna is his selflessness, his unattachment. Sri Krishna was completely selfless, unattached. So that is the thing which is striking. So udasinavat means there is this vat there. So that means like. Vat means like. So like someone who is indifferent. So one who is indifferent, all these things are happening because of Sri Krishna, because of Lord. But at the same time, Lord is indifferent. So that is why Mam na nibatnanti. They do not bind me. These actions do not bind me. So usually we have, see, here is the one clue to this great conundrum of evil. Why does evil happen? That is a big question people usually ask in religion, or ask religious people. If there is God, say you believe in God, there is God, why does so much evil happen? Why is there so much evil in the world if there is God? So this is the answer, that God is not affected by evil, and it is evil for us because we have the idea of agency and possession. We have the idea of kartrutva, doership, and bhoktritva, enjoyership. That is why we feel evil. Otherwise there is no evil as such. Evil does not have any absolute existence. That is the idea. So Sri Krishna says all this is happening, this world. The moment we get some sorrow, we ask, why did this happen? Is God not there? Interestingly, we don't ask this question when we get something good. See, every time you get something good, it is at the detriment of somebody else. Someone did not get something and you got, or you got that from something, but you don't ask this question. Why did I get? I don't deserve it. You don't ask this question. There is always unequal distribution in this world, but you don't ask this question. Why did I get? I don't deserve this. I don't have the qualification or the requirement for this. Then why did I get? We don't ask. Okay, you are giving, give me. Give me two. There is this joke of मुफ्त में मिला तो दो देना. Do you know this joke? There is a villager went to a town, and he was told that, oh, you are going to town people dupe, they cheat, so be careful. So he went, and it so happened the day he reached, it was raining, there was heavy downpour, and so he went to a shop and he wanted to buy an umbrella. And when he went to the shop and he asked for the umbrella, they said it cost 100 rupees. Then he had this in mind that people cheat. So he said, no, I will give you only 50 rupees. Straight half. And then the person said, Ari, this fellow, he is directly coming to 50%. And it was the first customer. So in India we have this custom of boni, it is called. Means the first customer is considered very holy. So I said, okay, first customer. Then he said, okay, 50. Then he said, are you ready to give it for 50? Then yes. No, then I will give only 25 rupees. Again 50%. Then he said, okay, you don't give anything, you just take it. Are you ready to give it for free? I said, yes. Then give me two. So mufat mein milne se do dena. If you get it for free, then give two. So that is our idea. We never question why we get something good, but we always question why something bad has happened to us. So there is always unequal distribution in this world, but we don't question it when it is to our advantage. We question it when it is to our disadvantage. That happens because of our attachment to the results. It has got nothing to do with what actually happened. It is because if I get good, then I want more of it. If I get bad, then I immediately question God, that, oh God, are you still there? Why did this happen to me? So that is what Sri Krishna is making very clear here, that I am not for some good also, I am also not for something bad. I am indifferent. I have no attachment. I have no attachment. So these two shlokas are very important because they give us this idea, and they also give us the solution to the problem of evil. And then we will go to the next shloka tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. তারপর